Mike and Dave hit the stage, we see how people really understood the assignment. Today it's they understood the assignment, covers, and how we deal with them. Now, today it's me, Dave.
Mike.
And?
Mike, the Angry Wizard.
Now, you said you had a disclaimer for this one?
Yeah, because when the entire conversation came up of me coming up onto the show, I wasn't given the total. Motherfucker. I can't even talk today. I wasn't told they understood the assignment. I was just told covers.
Whatever.
So you picked the worst covers?
No, I took people putting their own spin on the cover.
That's fine.
Actually, that's what we mean by they understood the assignment.
Because like some of the other ones, I'm like, well, it's pretty damn close to the original compared to stuff that I picked.
I think if you take a song and make it your own and it's still the cover, you know the assignment.
Okay.
Right.
Or if you do a pitch perfect cover, also understood the assignment. You understand the song. You understand the meaning. Going against it or going, almost hamming it up, a very specific bad cover, Falling in Reverse has a cover of Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah.
Which is the douchebaggiest thing I've ever heard.
Why they just do it bad on purpose?
No, they don't do it bad on purpose. They're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it really sucks.
So you mean it's kind of like William Shatner doing Mr. Tambourine Man?
I fucking hate you.
So it's kind of like Leonard Nimoy doing the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
I swear to God, I'm going to stab you with a potato peeler. Go ahead.
One more. Come on.
I've drawn a blank. I'm sorry.
Good. I'm glad you're drawing a blank.
It's like Patrick Stewart doing a one-man show of A Christmas Carol.
I would actually enjoy that.
I know, so would I.
Patrick Stewart could read the phone book. I'd be listening
Yeah.
with my fists under my chins and my feetsies kicking in the background. Fucking love Patrick Stewart. And I'm not a Star Trek fan particularly, but Patrick Stewart is amazing.
Yes.
That is my Professor X. I will die on that hill.
Not only that, who else could be in a movie where he's running into combat, like full-out war, carrying a freaking pug?
What?
What movie was that?
Dune. The original David Lynch Dune.
I think I blocked that out like a bad memory. So, understanding the assignment, we're going to start with Real Big Fish.
Yeah.
And I could not believe this. I love Aha, and I love the song Take On Me. Everybody does.
Right.
I don't care if you like rap, if you like reggae. Take On Me by Aha. Well, Take On Me by Aha feels good.
Yeah.
It's so great. And this is great. And I know you were like, I'm going to get him with all ska.
Well, no, it wasn't that I was going to get you with it. It was just that as soon as we agreed on doing covers, the covers that shot right into my head
With the ska covers?
were the ska covers.
Good.
Because, like, I knew this one from the freaking 90s.
Right, yeah.
And, because, like, it's just so goddamn good.
Right.
That's it. That's all it is.
Right.
And, like, this one and the other ones that you put onto the list, again, they're just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Well produced, well played, and they took good songs. And
Right.
It's a great song.
And they took them serious. It
Yes.
wasn't
Yes.
like this one's a little jokey, a little tongue in cheek, but they did it justice.
I don't feel like it's tongue in cheek. I feel like they took it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made a great song.
Right.
Like even if it is a cover, and it very much has the stuff the cover has.
Yeah.
But it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
It's perfectly performed, written, recorded. They did it. They did it right. And there's no way to say, well, they could have done it better. How?
Right.
How could they have done this better than the way they did it?
Right.
The
It
only
wouldn't
way
have been them if they didn't do it the way they did it.
The only way to do it better than them is being Aha and
Right.
recording in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talked about a different cover on the way here. The first time I heard Shout, the Tears for Fears song,
Yeah.
everyone around our age, the first time they heard it as a cover was Disturbed. For me, that wasn't the case. I knew somebody who I went to school with when I was younger, and her boyfriend had a punk band. The first time I heard Shout as a cover, it was a punk cover.
Uh-huh.
And I loved it.
Right.
And then I heard the Disturbed one. I'm like, this is good too.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
But the bar was set differently then.
Yeah.
yeah.
So covers weren't really a thing up until that point for me. And then when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So this falls, in my eyes, under that moniker of really understanding what the song's about, how it's supposed to feel, and then putting your music into it.
Yeah.
It's just delicious.
Sorry, I had an inch on my foot.
That's all right. It's poppy.
Yeah.
And the original was poppy, but a different type.
Yeah.
So
Well, they didn't take away the feel of the song. You know what?
They definitely.
They made it fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say they definitely
The Aha version is almost
melancholic in a way.
yeah,
Yeah. You said comic because the video.
Yeah.
Comic drawing. Yeah.
melancholic.
No, I just can't talk.
Yeah.
So, as a standard, if you don't like Aha, you can go fuck yourself with a meat tenderizer.
Oofa.
This is awesome. The original's awesome. The cover's awesome. And like I said, over the past few podcasts, I did not like ska.
Yeah.
I realized I don't like Gwen Stefani. I actually enjoy ska. I really like this. And we're gonna talk about more of this later, but I really like this. This is gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is added to the collection. It's in the rotation,
Well, there's other real big fish which you probably wouldn't like.
but that's okay. You know what? I'm gonna discover them and I'll make that decision.
Yeah.
But this was a great first introduction to a band I
there
really
you go.
hadn't heard a lot from.
Uh-huh.
And now, oh god, oh.
I didn't mean to do that. I apologize.
So the next one is Last in Line by Tenacious D.
Bro.
Initially recorded by Ronnie James Dio
Bro.
for the band Dio.
Jack Black.
If you say I hate this,
No,
I'm
no.
coming over there.
Jack Black can do no wrong in my eyes.
I really was hoping you'd say that.
No.
I really was. I at first I was like, oh, the fat guy's
No.
doing rock and metal,
no, because
and he takes it so seriously.
What am
That's
I-
yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
the thing because I was afraid it was gonna be like a total joke.
no.
when I saw it.
The
on the
thing
list.
with Jack Black is that he takes the music seriously.
So seriously.
Yeah. Tenacious D may be a kind of a jokey band, but if you listen to the songs,
They are phenomenal.
they're serious songs. I mean, he takes the music seriously, even if it's supposed to be a funny song.
He takes it with the seriousness of someone who wrote music.
Right.
Does. And he puts and especially in this song, he puts his heart and soul
Right.
into that voice.
And you could feel it when you listen to it.
Oh, it's
because
just-
like you said, you know, it's. I thought, you know, but then you listen to it and it's like, no, he's doing it, even if it's not perfect. It works because he's serious about
and
it.
he's throwing himself
Right.
into it.
He loves the song so much that he wants to do it right.
I do want to mention that this is not like something they put on a Tenacious D album. It probably was at some point.
Yeah.
This was on a
Was it a movie?
It was
No,
a
Dio.
it's a posthumous tribute album
Tribute,
called
okay. Yeah.
Ronnie James
Yeah.
Dio, This Is Your Life. This was produced by Jamie Josta of Hatebreed.
Oh shit!
So the last
Which,
one
by
of
the way, you would. I'm sorry to cut you off
No.
there. Jamie Josta is so into music. I don't know if
yeah.
you've listened to his podcast.
I have
He
because of you.
loves music, and he loves doing things. Like, people bring things up, and he's like, "I'll do it for you. I'll do it with you."
He's
Jim
the
Norton did he has a character called Chip Chipperson, and he has a podcast.
Not a
Podcast?
podcast.
Not
no.
a podcast.
Podcast.
A podcast. And
terrible. It's
Jamie
great and
Josta
terrible.
was in on their show, and he said that he wanted an opening song, a theme song. Jamie Josta wrote it for him, and he used it on every one of his podcasts. And Jamie Josta. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent here, but
I'm actually going
Jamie
in the same
Josta
direction.
loves music.
Yes,
That's why he did this. That's why. I mean, I remember. You know, I think maybe once I saw him at Castle, and back then he was the chubby kid. You know, and but
wouldn't
you know,
know
I mean,
anything about
in a local band, in a Connecticut band, but
I do want to interject. As far as Jamie Josta in music, this is. Do you remember the last D. Snyder album, For the Love of Metal?
Yeah,
He
was-
wrote it.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything.
I forgot about that.
He basically said, "Hey, D. Snyder, I wrote you an album. D. Snyder's cool. I'll sing it."
yeah,
How good do you have to be for D. Snyder to go? Yeah, I'll sing
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
you just wrote me with no edits.
yeah,
yeah.
And anytime somebody wants to work with him, he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
yeah.
Even
He's
if,
phenomenal.
He does merch. He does everything.
Yeah,
if somebody's like got a shirt idea, he's like, "I'll make it."
He's the single driving force in local music when it comes to this stuff. That album, he covers. I can't even remember the name of the song.
Oh.
I think he's Buried Alive.
I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole album. I just listened to this song.
It's one of the Dio songs he covers, and it's perfect.
Yeah,
And for Josta doesn't have a Dio voice.
yeah.
But he pulls it down to his level, to his pitch, and it's awesome.
so he's doing it the right way.
Yes, every single cover on this album. Obviously, Holy Diver by Kill Switch is on here.
Yeah.
Not my choice for best cover songs.
Right,
for
but they
Dio.
did
They did
great.
okay.
Yeah,
They did great. But the fact that they didn't have a guitar solo in this and they replaced it with a
with the flute.
solo,
Yeah,
and it's not even
it works.
a joke.
Yeah.
It works.
It's you'd expect a flute solo to be funny.
Yeah.
It works so well. This
They
is.
get what's his name from Jethro Tull for it?
I hope Ian Anderson did
Oh,
this.
thank you. I drew a blank on his name. That's
Thank
why.
you. This album, Doro Pesh doing Egypt. Yeah, this album, I'll give you a copy. It is balls to the wall. Halford doing Man on a Silver Mountain.
Oh,
Glenn
Really?
Hughes.
I could
Valley
see that.
Of I can't remember the name of the song. Glenn Hughes does a song. There, I mean, this is rock royalty paying tribute to heavy metal royalty.
Yeah.
I always think of Dio like I know people who don't like him. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. And then
Just his. I heard this is guy on TikTok that does he does the story of bands, right? And he takes about 3 minutes, and he never tells you who it is. In the beginning, he'll say there was this guy Mike and this guy Dave. You know, they grew up together. They met each other at school. This and that, and he goes through the story of how they. And about halfway through, I sometimes I get it. So I'm like, ooh, it's this band. The other day, it just so happened that he did Dio, and I forget his real name. I don't remember his real name. Some super Italian name.
Super Italian.
And they're going through, and I'm listening, and I'm going, is this Dio? Because then he goes through and he goes, yeah, he changed his name to his mother's maiden something. He picked the Dio name is
It's short for like Diolino or
something like that. Yeah. And it was just a cool story about how like he started out as like an opera singer or something like that.
I thought it was doo-wop.
He
Or like
he was
he
classically trained
Yeah.
and started with Ronnie and the Redcaps.
Yeah.
Which was doo-wop.
Yeah.
Then he cut over to Elf, and then from Elf he went to Rainbow. From Rainbow he left and cut out on his own. No,
after Rainbow, I think he went to Black
Sabbath. Then
Then
he
he went
cut
solo.
out and went to Dio.
Yeah.
Then back to Black Sabbath, and then Dio for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
By
And
the-
then Heaven and Hell.
and Heaven and Hell, the final iteration of the Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath era.
Yeah.
If you do not know the band Heaven and Hell, look them up. They are so good. It's literally the two most important members of Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler, Ronnie James Dio, and Vinny Appice on drums. I never say his last name right.
Yeah.
There's two of them. I fuck their name up all the time.
No, one
Vinny
of them
and
is,
Carmine.
One of them is Appice, the other one says a piece.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Vanilla Fudge can suck a dick.
Wow, you are very angry.
Well, if you're going to fuck your own name up and you're going to make it difficult for me.
Why? That's not. There's a family in our neighborhood that has the same spelling last name as me.
And they're Gracie,
Yeah, they're Gracie. We're Grassi.
I think you're going to get on the list.
Of what? Go ahead. Go, say, go fuck yourself,
Go
Grassi.
sit on a dick. The thing with Dio is by the time Last in Line came out, he had been around for 30 years.
Yeah.
And he was already considered rock and roll royalty, even though he wasn't as well known as Black Sabbath. He was more than the sum of all the bands he'd been in.
Yeah.
Because he'd been there and he'd encourage everyone. And his falling out with Vivian Campbell, which led him to join Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Was it not?
White Snake first.
He joined Whitesnake first, then he cut across to Def Leppard.
Wow, it's so nice to have the correction right there. Holy shit, that was cool.
that was
he
so
he
fast.
looked at you and went, "No, asshole, you're
I'm
wrong."
glad, but I appreciate
Yeah,
that he
was,
did that.
that was cool. I got to see it too. I got to watch it
There
from
have been
across
so
the
many
the
members of
table.
Whitesnake.
Yes.
I think I might have been there at one point. I don't know. Did I play keyboard for Whitesnake? Who knows? The last iteration of Whitesnake, the last tour,
Yeah.
had one of my favorite singers not singing.
Uh-huh.
It had their keyboardist is this Croatian singer, and now I've lost his name.
Dino
Julusic.
I was about to say Dino San Martino. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Dino. Yeah. Dino, you mixed up two old wrestler names, Dino Bravo and Bruno Sammartino.
I hate wrestling.
I appreciate that you got two wrestlers' names. I appreciate
completely
that.
wrong.
They were completely wrong, but he was close. He was
know.
closer than I thought he'd
And
get.
me and Di were supposed to go see Whitesnake on this tour, but they had to back out.
They had to back out because David Coverdale
and
COVID, then respiratory issues.
and something happened with Tommy Aldridge also. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
got
what it
sick
was.
as well.
He was sick also.
Tommy Aldridge is another one. I don't know if you. I know you've seen it. Have you ever seen Tommy Aldridge play drums?
No.
He's 130 years old.
Let me put it this way: from where I'm sitting, I sat and watched him, and he's like that picture.
Yeah. So Tommy.
And this was 20 years ago,
Fuck does
and
that
he
mean?
looked like he looked
That
like
close.
a scarecrow.
Oh, that close.
So Tommy Aldridge, 3,000 years old.
Okay. Wow, he just went up.
He's the mummy.
ancient.
Yeah.
He's behind the drum kit. He's playing, and it's usually "Crying in the Rain" is when the big drum solo kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I love "Crying in the Rain," although it's repeated ad nauseum. The song, the words in the song. He starts playing the drum solo, and then he drops the sticks and he starts playing the drums with his hands.
Yeah. Well, that's the old Bonham thing.
That's the old Bonham thing.
Oh, I thought it was Alzheimer's.
But
One other thing with Tommy Aldridge, like I think I might have sent you this video years ago on YouTube where he's at some clinic and he's doing
"Crying in the Rain."
yeah, Crying in the Rain, and somebody said this man plays drums like a bar fight.
It is he hits so hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I talk about the way Luigi plays drums. He's a hard hitter.
Right.
He's one of the hardest hitters I've seen. Him and my other friend Lou are they're hard hitters. They're Stick Breaker over here.
Yeah.
Is another one. But when it comes to, I've never seen anyone hit drums the way
Yeah.
Tommy Aldridge hits
Insane.
drums. Like underneath them, he's trying to hurt somebody underneath. Like there's a thing in karate when you go to punch something, you have to actually
Punch
try
through.
to punch 6 inches behind it.
Yeah.
So you actually get through it. Mm-hmm. That's how he's hitting drums.
Yep.
Like he's trying to break the bottom snare, like the bottom skin.
Head, yeah.
Oh, it's so awful, but he's so good. And I could go on, like I could go Dio history all day.
Yeah.
We're eventually going to do like a Dio tribute day,
I'm cool with that.
and we'll be there all day. So we're gonna have to move on.
Yeah.
And we're gonna move on to
Shall I handle it?
yes, please.
We have Manfred Mann and Blinded by the Light.
Revved up like a deuce.
Excuse me.
Douche.
It's Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, that is the name of this stupid fucking group. Fuck, and I'm gonna say this: fuck Manfred Mann, wrapped up like a douche, and fuck Springsteen for writing it.
Now-
I'm not a Springsteen fan right off the bat.
I didn't even know this was a Springsteen song.
I didn't.
I thought this was the original band.
and I
So
thought
did I.
Springsteen covered it.
I thought it was originally this band, and then when I was taking drum lessons, this is like freaking eons ago.
Year 3.
Huh?
Year 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to ask you that. How long have you been playing drums? What age did you start?
Drum set or prior?
Anything?
Marching band at 10.
Okay. That actually was about the age I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Like that you started learning drums because your acumen is way higher than
And I started with piano in like freaking kindergarten, and that was like
Motherfucker.
bad.
really that was bad.
Yeah.
I've seen
didn't
him play
enjoy it.
keyboards. I've seen him play keyboard.
Yeah.
Bits and pieces, nothing. He's not,
Because I haven't practiced in
but still
30 years.
better than some keyboard players
Right.
I've seen.
But anyway, so with the song, like I was it was either before my lesson or after my lesson. I was waiting, and the cover came up, was on the radio because the guys at the Long Island Drum Center would have what was it, 102.3 when it was still a classic rock station or
Yeah.
whatever it was, and
102.7
was it one? Okay, 102.7.
WNEW.
Yeah. So maybe it was 92.3 when it was again. Still, this is when Z Rock was still a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, and I forgot how it was. What it was. I was like, "What the hell did he say? Is he talking about a douche? Whatever."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no, this is a Springsteen song." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the guys I can't sing in the Springsteen voice, and he
Thank God.
yeah, it's bad. But yeah, and then the guy's telling me, he's like, "Yeah, it was actually on his first album." So I forget. It gets filed in the back of your head, and you forget about it for
Yeah.
a long time. And then one day, I saw something else that Springsteen wrote. Oh my God. It was either Natalie Merchant Solo or 10,000 Maniacs that had covered something that was originally a Springsteen song.
Really?
I think it was originally recorded. I think Springsteen wrote it. His label didn't want him to use it, and he gave it to Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
And
It's not like
Because the night
I was just wow. Is it that one? Because I was just about to bring that up. Is that that was
yes,
it?
That's a Springsteen song.
Get the fuck out.
So you know,
Fuck Natalie Merchant too.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I don't care.
but yeah. Anyway, so like somewhere that popped up, and
Yeah.
then I remembered about Greetings from Asbury Park. So I iTunes whatever, download it, and I'm like, his version is
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's
Not good.
Rough.
It's not good.
It's
All right.
it's rough. It's sloppy.
This has one of the more fun sounding keyboards
Yeah.
tones.
Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding.
you mean chopsticks?
Yeah, well, not that part. The part before
Yeah.
chopsticks. He plays chopsticks in the middle of this fucking song.
Because they couldn't figure out how to do the transition.
Yeah.
And side thing, do you know who played drums on this?
You.
No.
No.
Timmy Turner.
No. Chris Slade, who ended up playing drums for AC/DC, Thunderstruck, and all that stuff. That's who played drums on it.
Interesting. So okay, unfuck one of the members of this band. So
The man who was using 24-inch bass drums as toms.
God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there is such thing as too much,
Yeah.
and that 24-inch bass drums.
Mike
in
had too
general-
much when we first started.
Yes.
Holy shit! He used to take us about an hour and a half to set up his drums just to play a fucking show at Castle Heights.
Yes.
When 3 people showed up.
Yes. No, we had 5.
The only thing I didn't have to do a lot of setup with him because he set up his own drums in the studio, and I never got to play a live show with him. Setting up Luigi. Mercifully, we figured out how to get a lefty drum kit put together pretty quick. Even if a righty was already set up, it was a pretty quick swap around because we had done it so many times at Roxy.
Yeah.
So we got it down pat pretty quick. But man, that setup gotta suck. My friend Louis, when he sets up, he's got the rack. Literally, you just pick the whole rack up and walk it on top of the bass drum.
Yeah.
And he's set.
Well, that's what
That
my-
was-
my
yeah, that was
old
like
setup
his,
also.
But his
it
set,
just took a while.
Yeah.
because you had a lot of shit. You had Zilbells and shit. I know it. Fucking tuned bells.
Yeah, stacked on top of splashes.
It should stab you. So we're gonna go to the next, because fuck Manfred Mann, fuck Bruce Springsteen, wrapped up like a douche, and they're all douches indeed.
Yeah.
So the next one is Save Ferris with "Come On Eileen,"
Yes.
which is a cover of Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Yes.
The original is awesome. I know it's not heavy.
This
It's so
I like
fun.
the cover better, honestly.
this is almost covered to a T. Almost
Yeah.
Almost
like
exactly.
They just sped it
yeah.
up.
Yeah. You know, but I liked Save Ferris from, way back when.
This got very close to that boo boo baby voice thing. I don't fucking
It did?
like.
Where?
To me.
Where?
It just her voice.
I
Was
could
close,
I don't hear it personally, but I could see where you're going with it.
but I did like it.
Yeah.
Like it was close, but I was good.
But I don't think she was trying. If it did happen that way,
it's
she was
just the
singing
way,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the notes that she had to hit.
Also, Gwen Stefani can rot in hell.
Okay.
I know she's
Damn-
not dead yet, but
damn
I'm
that-
wishing for a happy new
Damn
year.
that Japanese girl.
I heard she's gonna be fronting baby metal soon.
What's the guy?
I'm not sure I said yet to you guys. I forget what it was
giant-
called. Lady Metal. I think it was called Lady Baby or something.
It's terrible. Maybe baby. It's fucking terrible.
I was sitting there watching that video, praying for an aneurysm. Either him or me.
Yeah. So, Save Ferris, I had never heard before.
Yeah.
This I really liked.
They only had an album
You're turning
album
into
or
me.
two, and it was it's more of they're a ska band, but they were more serious. They how do I say this? Not more serious.
They tackled more serious topics in their songs.
No,
kind of
it
thing,
was
or-
a more mature type of music.
Like
Less-
cock rock.
less party.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain because I can see all the different ska bands. You have Real Big Fish, and then you have them. Real Big Fish did stuff like beer and Sell Out and all this.
Yeah.
And then you got them who did like a contemporary ska. I don't know what you would call
That
it.
sounds
you know
like
what I
a
mean?
fair description.
It's like a different type. It was more mature.
Yeah. No, it's almost like unfortunately, it's always going to go back to this. This is my wheelhouse with
Yeah.
hair metal and all that stuff. You would get a Poison, a Warrant, or whatever.
The party guys.
The party bands, and
Yeah.
you'd get a Mr. Big.
or
yeah,
Cinderella.
okay, yeah.
or Cinderella,
Yeah, yeah.
even that was more grounded. You know
Right.
what I mean?
The same
Not-
type
Poison.
of music, but yeah, not so.
Yeah, but you know, it wasn't all about the party.
Right.
Like they had their happy songs
Yeah,
and
oh, yeah,
everything,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was more serious. Or even like the way King's X used to get thrown in with the hair metal.
Which I never got. I
Yeah,
never got how they
neither
were
did
thrown
I.
in.
But it's because it was distorted guitars and that's it.
So their name comes from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes, on the water
on the
tower.
water tower, say Ferris, which is such a weird reference.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a weird reference to me.
What's weird? The name of the band or the name of the?
The name of the band being
Well, it's pretty cool. I think it's a
I'm not saying it's weak,
right
like,
because
bad.
if you've never seen the movie, you're just like, oh, it's a cool name. But if you saw the movie, you're like, oh, that's a fucking cool
I get
name.
that. It's like I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the song, and it was close because of her voice.
Yeah.
It started it, and then she goes into her normal singing voice.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like it. So I don't know about the rest of it. I
Yeah.
haven't tried the rest, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
And this was definitely a great introduction to that band for me.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna talk about something that Mike had no idea about. I'm pretty sure you had no idea.
Which one? Which
This
one?
is "Sail" by Devil Driver.
Oh no, I did. I knew this. I knew the original song.
You knew the original song.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So wait.
Once I found out it was a cover, it became known as a cover. But when this came out years ago, and I thought, oh, this fucking song rocks.
Yeah.
And then one day I was watching this show on Amazon Prime called Fleabag.
Yeah. Oh, I love
And
Fleabag. That was a
episode
great show.
2
Did you ever see Fleabag, Mike?
No.
Oh,
Watch it.
it's-
So
it's the
it's only 2
dirtiest show.
seasons long. Friggin' great. I don't know why I just held out the
Because
back
you had to.
It was
it's really worth a
It's
watch.
so good.
So episode 2, she's sitting on a bus. This music's playing, like the original music is playing, and people are just like in the motion in between those parts. They're making faces and expressing themselves, and then going back to normal. And then she stops and looks at the camera, and goes, "Am I getting my period?" And the show just starts.
Yeah, she breaks the fourth wall a lot.
Yeah, a lot. When I heard that, I'm like, so this is that a cover?
Yeah.
And I
Is
had to
that the
look it
cover
up.
or is it? Yeah, yeah.
And then I looked up, and the original is by AWOL Nation. I knew very little about this band or group. I still don't because I didn't care.
Yeah.
The Devil Driver version, and Devil Driver is one of those weird bands.
Is it, see, I don't know Devil Driver very well, and I don't know the original band very well. And when this started, I was like, oh, they're kind of doing it straight up. And then when the chorus kicks in, I was like, oh, no, they did
So,
not.
Devil Driver is led by a singer named Des Fafara. Des was also a member of, oh man, who did Shock the Monkey? The cover of Shock the Monkey.
Oh, I was gonna say Peter Gabriel.
No, not
Wasn't
Peter
that
Gabriel.
wasn't Disturbed also? No, Shock the Monkey.
Oh, I can't remember the
Damn,
name.
I hear it. I don't know who it was.
We're gonna have the Angry Wizard do his research real
yeah.
fast.
Keep talking.
It's one of those songs that just it was so powerful when I first heard it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love it. It's so great. And it was
Cold Chamber
Cold Chamber. So Des Fafara.
Cold
is the-
Chamber did.
or Local H?
No, it's Cold
No.
Chamber. The original Des Fafara was the singer for Cold Chamber. When Cold Chamber went kaput, he started Devil Driver and said, "I'm
Oh,
gonna go as
okay.
heavy as I
So
want."
wait, so that's the same guy
same guy.
as Cold Chamber?
Yep.
Fuck it, I learned something new today.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about this is this was on the same album where they really showed how heavy they were going to go.
Yeah.
This album is the entire album, Winter Kills, is pure brutality.
Uh-huh.
And for them, that was a move away from the especially from Cold Chamber stuff, which is a little more new metal.
Yeah, yeah.
This is straight up thrash, and this cover was more in the thrash vein.
Okay.
They have songs that are just pure brutality. There's a joke in Scrubs. He's like, "Oh, the way you watch my child," and it cuts to the mailman driving with a kid in the passenger seat, listening to, and it's Devil Driver playing in the background, and he goes, "Well, some people find speed metal quite soothing." I love the reference, and it fits Devil Driver perfectly because
Yeah.
they are like I could fall asleep listening to this.
Uh-huh.
The chugging,
Yeah.
the slow chug of the guitar feels perfect.
Yeah.
And this song, the original's fun. It's a fun kind of dancey song. It's got a creepy tone to it.
It's
In metal, it sounds so
Yeah.
much better to me.
it's just funny. I blame it on my ADD.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know, is it supposed to be funny?
It's actually the song. The original song is he's explaining why he's so fucked up.
Oh,
He goes,
okay.
I
Yeah.
blame it on my ADD.
Right.
And it's really just a cheap excuse for what he's doing.
Yeah.
So when you hear about all the stuff that's going on and the heavier version, it sounds more aggressive.
Yeah.
So it almost sounds like somebody's stalking somebody. It's like I'm doing
okay.
it, but I'm doing it on purpose. It's my ADD.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And I love that. It's just so good. And I know I say that about a lot of songs, and I'm getting
It's what we're supposed to do.
just chef's kiss. This is not the perfect
Don't
cover
ever
on
do
here.
that again.
It's not the perfect cover.
Yeah.
I really honestly believe the best covers on this.
Yeah.
For me, from my picks, are First and Last.
Yeah.
Because Dio Last in Line. That was
Yeah.
perfect. This I really loved, and I always, anytime I have a chance to share this song with somebody, I try to,
Yeah.
because it's so good. And if you like metal, you're probably gonna like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because his voice, even though growly, you can hear what he's saying. You can hear the guitars. You can hear the drums. The bass is, it's metal bass. It's kind of shifted back a bit.
Yeah.
But the overall tone of the song is there. And if you hear the original, the second you hear it, it's like, I know what this is.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew as soon as it started, I
And
knew
I
what it
went
was.
the other way with it
I just
'cause
didn't know the
started
name of the
from nowhere.
song. So when I saw Sail, I was like, "What the fuck is this? Come Sail Away? What is this?" I didn't know what it was.
If
so
I
I'm
could
looking.
find a metal version of that, oh, you'd be in deep
Man, you
shit.
should have put the Cartman version of that on here.
But he didn't understand the assignment. He was just doing the song. So for the next one, we're going with Spock's Beard and Beware of Darkness. Now, I love George Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard this, I didn't know it was a cover.
I didn't know it was a cover until I like when I saw it on this list. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a cover. I had to look it up to find out it was George Harrison.
Yeah, I had to look it up too because I had no idea what
But
it was.
George Harrison had post Beatles had amazing albums.
Yeah.
He also got sued for something.
Did he?
Was it My Sweet Lord?
Really?
Yeah, because it was a Shirelle song
Oh,
that he
did not
ripped
know
off.
that.
Unintentionally.
Okay, and the thing that's funny is when because back to with this one, like I had gotten into Spock's Beard way back in the day, and I was blasting this at Roxy, and G-Rod from the Bullies, the old drummer, and he was in Custard Wally also, came in, and this is like an older guy, punk, blue mohawk,
Right.
you know what I mean? And he went on a 15-minute thing. Oh my God, but this is off of All Things Must Pass from George Harrison. Going on about what an amazing album it is and all this. And now it's just one of those funny things. You see this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expecting him to be going on and on about how great... Like, he was the epitome of, like almost like the 70s era street punk
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Literally.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah, but at the same time... And you would not expect him to be going on about George Harrison like that.
Can I ask you a question about Gerard? Is that the same guy I'm thinking of that threw a ladder at Johnny Heff?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So this guy...
Both guys rest in peace.
Yeah, both guys. Johnny Heff passed away in 9/11. Gerard died...
He was the singer?
He was the one of the guitar players.
One of
for
the guitar
Bullies.
players. Yeah.
and Gerard died in the
In
late teens?
Yeah.
20 teens?
No. I think I was still at Roxy when he had
Really?
passed. I think so. No, okay. But
And that was... The last band he was in was No Place to Piss. Right?
no, you're thinking
No.
of No Place to Piss was. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Another
on
guy
his
who
name.
passed away.
Yeah, another guy. Baum Walker was the guitar player.
Bob Barker.
Their
No,
bassist
Baum
was
Walker.
Dave.
Dave.
Okay.
Although to be
Chris?
fair, Custard Wally, the bassist's name was also Dave.
Okay.
He's going to look it up now.
Yeah,
But
I'm
these
not going to
guys-
find it, but.
Why not? You could.
But
So-
anyway, back to what I
Yeah.
was saying about the
But
song.
he threw a ladder at
Oh, yeah.
at Johnny Heff.
Uh-huh.
But it
Why?
got caught. There was a fight within the band, like an argument.
And they threw a ladder
what-
at each other. I
no,
would never
the
throw a
thing is-
ladder
no,
at
the
you
thing
when
is
we were in UFK.
You had me. You have me and Joe up front at the desk, and we're watching the camera. And for whatever happened, like something happened. They had to go in a different room, and they weren't happy.
Yeah.
And we just see, like, we're looking at the camera, and we see like an argument going on.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like you just see pointing, and
Yeah.
then drumsticks fly.
Jesus.
And then one guy tackles the other into the drum kit. So me and Joe go running back there.
Yeah.
This was in Studio B. That was you'd go past the desk, make the right, then the left, like that one off around the
Yes,
corner
yes,
by
yes.
the piano.
Yeah.
So we see G-Rod come flying out of the room. And we used to have like an old rickety wood ladder that weighed like 7,000 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Like, so if we had to change a light bulb. So he's trying to throw it at him, but it's getting stuck in the doorway, like Looney Tunes style, like stuck in the doorway. And then you just see a fist come flying through the rungs
Through
of
the
the
rungs.
ladder,
At his
hitting him in the face.
I've heard this story from 3 different people.
And it's hysterical every
Yeah.
time.
Joe, Mike, and Gerard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
hilarious.
it's never not funny.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had gone back and like at this point, and I was just like, also with this, I was just like, wow, they actually put the first song on their like second album as a cover, and they named the album after the cover too.
Yeah.
With Spock Spirit. So I went back and I listened to the original, and I was like, I downloaded All Things Must Pass. I gave it a listen. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Not really my thing, but it is what it is. But I really like the spin that they took the song on.
Yeah.
And
They do take it for a spin.
Yeah.
They take a 2-minute and change song and turn it into 6 minutes.
Right. This is
yeah.
Yeah, but they do add their musicianship, their style to it. Like I said, they understood the assignment. They understood what the message was and what they were trying to get across. And Spock's Beard's amazing. Not my favorite Spock's Beard song, and I get a lot of shit for liking the later Spock's Beard stuff after Neil Morse left. I know.
Oh no, the stuff with Nick DiVirgilio singing is fantastic.
My favorite is actually
With Ted Leonard. The stuff with Ted Leonard.
No, it's Nick DiVirgilio. It's the Ballet of the Impact and Surfing Down an Avalanche.
Okay, that's off of
Snow?
No, Snow was the last one with Neil Morse. The one you're
Informer?
thinking. The one you're talking about was that was Feel Euphoria.
I should stay.
The first one with Nick DiVirgilio.
You
singing.
really have walked into a danger zone.
I can't. I have to sit here silently while you guys talk about fucking bands I have no interest. I mean, no clue about. And you say Snow, and the first thing that pops into my head is Informer.
Well, it could be worse.
Well, it could have been Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just curious.
By the way,
thing.
one of the worst covers I've ever heard was the Vanilla Ice song. A Vanilla Ice covering a Vanilla Ice song. The time he redid Ice Ice Baby.
Heavy.
Ugh. It could be the worst thing a white person's ever done,
Yeah.
and that's a big list. So yeah, this song is it. If anyone hasn't heard George Harrison's solo stuff, go find it. It's amazing. Everyone in the Beatles had amazing solo work, except for Ringo. Sorry.
But he had his all-star band.
He had an all-star band, and he's been part of everyone else's stuff over the years. He doesn't want fan mail. He doesn't read it. But George Harrison, it's another guy who disappeared to the shame. He got so sick and died very quickly.
Yeah.
And he was so good. And this cover really does capture his energy, but without being the same style. Why are you staring at me?
Because all I could think of is Anthony Cumia. I'm not doing it.
Not
I'm not doing it.
Okay, so we're going to have to move forward to stop that. The next cover, and this is another one. This is Goldfinger's 99 Red Balloons,
Yeah,
originally
man.
by... Good.
What's her name?
I'm glad I don't
what's her
remember.
name? Fuck. I knew her name. I fucking wrote it down. Hang on.
Timmy Kimball.
Tim.
No?
Nina?
Yes. That's it. Yep.
I couldn't remember.
I
the
had to
original
write it
version.
down because I.
And these guys also do the German version.
Yes.
By the way, the reason why this is on there is because me and Mike went to Skanksgiving.
It was fucking fun.
It was
Wait,
fun
I
as
am
hell.
not
blast.
against the event. I
Against
hate
the name.
I hate the name.
Anyhow, Goldfinger played this, and
The
I've
place-
turned a few of our Thanksgivings in this house to Skanksgiving with some of the people I've brought home.
but they've made this.
They own it.
I would almost be if you asked people who did 99 Red Balloons, they would say Goldfinger.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Because it's a really good cover.
yeah,
This is a close second to the original.
yeah.
And I mean very like neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
One, very few popular songs have German in them.
Yeah, and he does
for the obvious reasons.
he does the German in the middle.
Yep.
And I don't know if they ever did the full German part, full version of the German.
It's
wow.
a lot to sing in German a
Yeah.
full song.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not
Right.
your native language.
But he does that one part in German in the middle.
It needs it. It's
Yeah.
one of those songs.
Yeah.
It works.
It's
But-
definitely one of those songs.
But I just love what they did with it. They chunked up that one riff.
Yeah, that
know?
that dancey sounding
Yeah.
part. They chugged it up a little. They got
Right.
it. They got it.
They got a nice pause in there.
I think it's close to perfect cover.
Yeah.
There are very few on here. I'm like,
And
Very few.
Goldfinger themselves is another fun band.
they are.
It was so much fun seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
During the pandemic, Goldfinger did home like YouTubes.
That is actually how I discovered Goldfinger from their at-home version of Superman.
Yeah.
And I was
So-
like, this is awesome. Why have I not
So
listened
they
to this
they
before?
did one a week or maybe two a week, and it was when everybody was in lockdown, and I watched them, and I've loved Goldfinger since I was since probably like
95,
94 or so. Yeah,
So when you were a little girl.
yeah, before the transition.
And what transition? You're still a little girl.
And
Nothing's changed.
and whatchamacallit? So fuck, you threw me off again. You bastard.
So 94, 95, you discovered
Right.
Goldfinger.
Oh, and I've been with them ever since.
That's awesome.
So seeing them do the live at home stuff, I forget who I told. I might have told Mary Jane. I was like, when they come, when this is over, and they come around, I'm like, I'm going, and we did.
Yeah.
And you said, was that the first or second back from the...
That was
lockdown.
let's see, Bad Religion, third. That was the
Third.
third back.
I remember you said it was close to as
Yeah.
soon as you could.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is another one that's hard to give notes on because it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's just it is.
It's well done.
Yep.
It's fun. That's all you need in a song.
And this song initially was very dancey,
yeah.
and it's still dancey even though it's not.
Oh
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
speed. And I think that's important for the style of music.
yeah.
At least that what they're trying to portray.
Well, I'll tell you what. Seeing that, going to that show, I seeing live bands with a brass section was so fun.
yes.
Like, it's so well done, and you know people make fun of the ska bands. You have to be good to play
have
that
to know how to
live.
play.
Yeah.
you have to know how to play to do. it.
Oh, it's so good. The whole like all the bands except for that emo ska
Oh,
band.
Remember
Remember
the screamo ska
Remember?
band?
We both looked at each other.
they
And
were
I'm like, is this an emo screamo
were
ska band?
okay.
Yeah, they were okay, but I never heard that before.
Everything
it's-
about what you just said made me hate you.
But it's strangely. I'm not knocking them. It's
No,
strangely worked. It's like one of those things where you're like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Like on paper, you're like, this does not work.
It was
This
it
does
was
not
my
make
least
sense.
favorite band there, but
It still wasn't bad.
it was it was just different. I'd never heard it done like that before.
Yeah.
Okay. I've told you the different, like you experience a different in a set of opening bands.
Yeah.
and it changes changes your life a little bit.
Yeah.
that was Progressive Nation tour with Dream Theater.
Yeah.
and is between Dream Theater, Opeth, Between the Buried and Me, and 3.
Yeah.
and the first time I saw 3, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
'Cause
They were the
3 was-
opening band?
They were the opening band. A guy, no shoes, acoustic guitar.
Right.
Another guy with a knit vest and fucking electric guitar.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the band came out. I was like, this is going to be weird. And I was right.
And it was awesome.
But in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
so
I've
good.
I've found so many bands, and like I told you, it was mostly Frank Turner shows because he finds like a local band or he finds a band that that he likes and he puts them on tour with him to open.
Mm-hmm.
And I've almost never not liked them. You know, a lot of times I try to miss the opening bands because I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Hey, Mike, remember the Fates Warning show we saw at the studio at Webster Hall? And the opening band,
High five.
their name was Halcyon Way, but their logo looked like it said HIV. I was like, what are they advertising here?
And
Yeah.
the singer looked like Glenn Danzig and Vince Neil had a baby.
A very ugly baby.
Well, yeah, Glenn Danzig and Vince Neil.
Uglier.
What kind of a baby would they have? Ugly.
Ugly. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. All right. So now we move on to the dumbest name in this group with Ninja Sex Party
Yeah.
covering Wish You Were Here.
I have a bone to pick with this.
Okay, first of all, it's Pink Floyd. If
Yeah.
for those who don't
Yeah.
know. Now let's hear your bone.
You played a Ninja Sex Party song, a couple of in a playlist.
Which one was it?
I don't think it's.
No, which song, not which episode.
Oh, it was the Welcome to My Parents' House or
Oh,
something.
yes. Welcome
And
to my parents' house.
and I was excited
And what
when
happened?
when I saw this.
And it's very different.
It's so straightforward
Yes.
that I was like,
But
"Oh."
imagine two comic guys. One guy dresses up as a ninja. Literally dresses up as a ninja.
I had no idea about these guys going into it. I
Other
gotta
guy
say
wears
that.
a unitard with a Star of David and a cape.
Okay, so Honestly,
notice Michael
no.
is broken.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with his head in his hand.
We had, I forget what playlist it was, but either way,
That's songs that make you laugh.
Dave. Oh yes. Oh, that's
That's coming.
yeah.
Yeah, that's coming in the lineup.
So he put one of these songs on there, and it was "Welcome to My Parents' House." Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Fucking hilarious! It's about a dude. He's an adult, and he invites a girl back to his parents' house, and he's telling them that they have juice. It's like,
Check out these snacks. I can't believe this is free.
yeah,
It's,
you know.
it's a guy who lives at home with his
So
parents.
it's hilarious. So when
I'll
I
play it
saw
for you later.
this,
It's amazing.
when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." And then it starts, and I'm like, "Okay, all right, they're playing it straight. Okay." And then it kept going, and then don't get me wrong, it was beautifully done.
Yeah,
And they understood the assignment.
Yes,
okay, with what you just said, in my notes, never heard of them. Really good cover. Given the man name, I was expecting something like Tenacious D. Like, not necessarily his cover,
Right.
but more when it's more of a joke situation.
right.
So let me explain. Ninja Sex Party, like I said, one guy dresses as a ninja, the other guy in a unitard with a Star of David and a cape. Mm-hmm. So, singer, his name is Dan Avedon. He's from New Jersey. They call him Danny Sexbang because he's a nerd and he's trying to be funny.
Right.
So they did a few albums of just the two of them doing stuff like synth poppy and funny. And then they decided they wanted to do a cover album.
Yeah.
And they released an album called Under the Covers. And it's all really good covers. They got the rest of they work together with a band called Tupperware Party Remix. They're another band of funny guys and they dress up in costumes, but they
Right.
play really good music.
Yeah.
So when they came time to record, they recorded with Tupperware Party Remix, and they made these covers, and they're true to form, really solid covers.
Right.
And they are across the board amazing.
Right.
There are Rush covers, there are Genesis covers, there's a Journey cover, and then there's this. This to me was because you don't hear people cover this side of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You hear Korn covering Another Brick in the Wall or
Right,
stuff
right.
like that. You don't cover nobody covers the soft stuff, the emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And Wish You Were Here to me is that.
Yeah.
It's that it sits in that place.
Yeah.
That melancholy part of your heart.
It sits in the place where I hit skip because I don't want to be sad.
Oh, so
don't
you're
mind
lucky
being
I didn't
sad.
put the transatlantic cover of Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Oh my God.
So well
That
done.
would've been bad, yeah.
So well done, but it's 7 years long.
Yeah, it is very long.
But
But this is also a
Yeah.
very short song.
oh yeah.
Not the shortest one I picked, but the shortest one I so far.
yeah.
It's just it's everything else they do is silly. So when they look at covers the real way.
Yeah.
And I really love that about them.
But that's again, like you said about the few of mine, is that there's nothing you could say. It was great.
Yeah. And
That's great.
I
Moving on, and you know, it's like
we'll jump
And
to the next one.
and the piano runs towards the end of the song were fucking killer. That's
Yes.
I actually
Oh,
put that in my notes.
By
also.
the way, Brian, the keyboard player, Ninja Brian, yes, he dresses like a ninja. There are times where he does performances where he doesn't blink because he's supposed to be a psychotic ninja. So he just stands there playing the keyboard, not blinking, staring at the singer, which is unnerving as fuck.
yeah.
But Brian is a PhD in mathematics, taught at Oxford University, left to fly to California and live and work at Game Grumps and do this. By the way, this is Danny from Game Grumps, and this is Brian who works with him. Game Grumps is a YouTube channel where they play video games and talk, and
Okay.
they have other things that they do, but they're really known for the Game Grumps.
Okay.
Everyone's involved. Danny's wife, he works with a guy, Aaron and his wife, and Brian does stuff. They do music together. They have another group called Starbomb, which is actually a rap group where they rap about stuff, which includes the best description of Pokemon I've ever heard. It is, he starts going through, you got to learn the new Pokemon. And he starts making up names. And they sound like they could be Pokemon,
Yeah.
or they could just be complete bullshit. I'll play it for you later.
All right.
I might even include it on this list. It's so bad. So we're going to go to, actually, another amazing cover. This is going to be one of those ones that has so little notes. This is Kevin Gilbert back in New York City, which is a Genesis cover.
Right, which is actually the
I didn't know this song. Sorry.
Yeah, it's off. It's actually off of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which was Peter Gabriel's last album
Okay.
with Genesis. And that album, go back and listen to it if you get your hands on
Yeah.
it. It's like one of my desert
Okay.
desert island albums. So fucking good. So much going on.
Every time I think of Peter Gabriel, I think he has his hair shaved up to here. He's got the ponytail, like a kabuki dancer. So fucking weird. He was so
He
strange.
was Gwen Stefani before Gwen Stefani?
No, he was actually. Yo, wow. He was so avant-garde. No, that's the thing. He's talented, so I
Yeah.
can't say he was Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, true.
I don't know anyone else is pretending to be Japanese.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing it. I'm looking at you. We're
So
not
go-
turning Japanese.
So go on. Go on
but
with
just
this.
but just back to that. I think this is actually why Kevin Gilbert had was going to get the call to sing for Genesis.
Really?
Because from this cover, because this was done as a B-side for one of his.
Uh-huh.
I think it might have been off of Thud or something like
Yeah.
around the same time. And he did this, and he also did a really good cover of Kashmir from Zeppelin.
Okay.
That is real. It's not crazy out there, but it's pretty out there.
And we've all heard a bad cover of Kashmir. Thank you, Puff Daddy.
I don't even think I know that.
I think
It's from the Godzilla
You
soundtrack.
son of a bitch! I
I
had
have
blocked
not-
that out. I
I
had
don't-
blocked. Oh god!
I don't
damn
even
it.
think.
Oh man!
I may have repressed that because I have no clue. I can't even hear it in my head.
The
Is it a lot of
2000
years? What year? Is it a lot of that?
It's It was a 2000. The Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out,
yeah.
Which somebody said you look like. I don't get it.
Huh? Yeah.
You said somebody said you look like Matthew
A
Broderick.
lot of people say I look like Matthew Broderick.
I've heard it.
They need
I don't see it.
glasses.
I look old now.
You don't look old.
But, well, no. I'm older.
No, he looks old.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
he's
he
old
is
as shit.
old.
So, anyway, the I lost my train of thought.
Fucker.
Oh, yeah, fuck Puff Daddy.
Oh, okay.
He did a version with this. It wasn't even that song. It was
was
just
just a
the main
sample,
line in the background,
right?
and it was fucking terrible.
But what was he saying?
I don't know.
Godzilla comes and roars. I don't
Might
know.
as well be. It could be "Tickle Me Twice." I don't know. Who cares?
But
It
anyway.
sucks. This is a good cover.
He
Puff
took-
that was
Daddy
a bad-
can go sit on a hammer.
If you want to hear the
put-
two differences, go listen to that and listen to this.
Yeah, he put his own spin on it.
Yes.
And to me, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's another one of those where the only complaint is that there aren't more songs from Kevin Gilbert.
Yeah.
By the way, people, please don't choke yourself and masturbate.
Again,
It's just it
public
doesn't
service
end well.
announcement from Dave.
I mean this, and I sincerely just find somebody else to choke you. At least they'll be able to bring you back if you pass out. Just gentle. I'm not a fan of choking, for obvious reasons.
You're
Check last episode.
Just keep digging, Dave. Just keep
It's
digging.
so bad.
Stop talking.
I don't wanna-
I just see you. You're like, I can't stop. I can't stop. I don't like choking. I'll choke you if you want me to. Oh my god, I can't stop. Stop, Dave. Just stop talking.
The way you described it, you sound like I'm working my way towards my first murder.
Well, that's what all I can see is you digging, and you were digging, and you
I'm
were
so
just
sorry.
like, you were just like, don't jerk
can't
off,
help
don't jerk off, and have someone there.
Please.
I'll do it for you if you'd like.
put the hefty
I don't
bags
enjoy
away.
it, but I'll do it. And it's like, holy crap, stop talking, Dave, before you confess to something.
Keep the hefty bags away. Don't get the hefty bag.
So please don't hurt yourself. I'm gonna say this actually across the board. Please don't hurt yourself. If you feel the need to hurt yourself, reach out to somebody, get help. Kevin Gilbert died tragically, very young. Even if he was in his 40s, that's still damn young.
I'm sorry.
He's a
No, he was younger.
I know. I mean, in general, cutting your life short for something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I always say throwing your life away for a moment of pleasure, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Is a waste of potential. Mm-hmm. Just please take care. When I say at the end, take care of each other, take care of yourselves. This is what I mean. Take care of the precious life that you have, because it is so easily lost. And I think that's enough of Kevin Gilbert, because I'm only going to get sad when I talk about it. So the next one actually is a very funny. It's not a funny cover, but it's interesting, the story behind it. This is Crucified by Ghost, and it's listed as Ghost BC because of the.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I missed one. I'm
No,
sorry.
go.
No,
We
no.
can flip it around. We'll flip it around.
Flip it around.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is
The microphone like what?
this is Crucified by Ghost BC, originally done by a dance group called Army of Lovers.
Okay.
It is a very strange group. It's a trio, a man, 2 men and a woman. It is very much part of the club days. So this was very much club kid mentality.
Yeah, I didn't look up the original. I knew the song. And I'm listening. I'm trying to. I thought it was like ABBA, but I'm like ABBA wouldn't do a song like this. But it was.
I did look up the original.
Yeah.
And the only notes I have on this one is I had to go back and to listen to the original. Never heard it before. I like the Ghost version better.
Okay. Now the thing is,
Go ahead.
the experience I had with this, my friend John was really into all kinds of music, like you guys, and he said you got to check this out. And he pulled up the video. At the time, I had a big 32-inch TV in my bedroom. We pulled it up on the big screen. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, she's hot. This is weird. She's super beautiful. This is really interesting. And I was like, it was stuck in my head for a while. And then time goes by, you forget about it. And then one day, that cover album that Ghost put out, I think it's called If You Have Ghosts. They put out an album. It was 6 songs, something like that. And this was like track 2. Mm-hmm. And the second I heard it, I had to call my friend John Acasio. I'm like, John. And I showed him the whole thing. And he goes, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's perfect. It's a perfect cover.
Now,
because it takes the energy and puts it into the style.
Everybody tells me I should listen to Ghost.
I was gonna add. I
have
a question for both of you. With
I've
Ghost,
never listened to
not
Ghost.
so much for you.
I've never listened to Ghost.
I would say take a look from the beginning. If they have a
Because they change their styles each time,
every
right?
album is a little different.
Right.
The first 4 are so very different. One is very much psychedelic. The next one is a little more 70s. The next 80s, and then it moves into because they claim to change singers every album,
Right.
Every few albums.
Yeah.
It's the same
guy.
totally.
Yeah.
They just give him different names: Cardinal Copia, Papa Emeritus, 1 through
Right.
4.
Right.
They're all the Pope.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but I feel it detracts from the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually going to say with that because I remember you. I forget which episode it was you guys were talking about, and like with Kiss, and you're like, I can't get into all the the makeup and this and that, the other. I'm not going to sit here and go, I've listened to all this Ghost stuff. I haven't. The few songs I've listened to, I'm like, if I listen to it without seeing them, it's almost a pop song.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
But so, what's the difference of that compared to what Kiss was doing in the 70s with the makeup and all
like
that?
Kiss.
No, but I'm just using that. I'm just using that as an example.
I can
You
understand. I do understand it.
The makeup part of Kiss doesn't bother me. It
The
doesn't
makeup
bother
part
me at
of
all.
Kiss bothers me, and the makeup part of Ghost bothers me.
Kiss just bothers me.
The nameless ghoul, the
Yeah.
the
main
plague
guy.
doctor masks.
Yeah.
No, the other guys, all the guys with the masks that aren't credited for anything.
Yeah.
That bothers me because those are musicians.
Those are people. Yeah.
Not getting credit.
Right.
But I also do kind of like the anonymity.
Yeah.
Because you never know really who's going to
Well,
be
that's how
under
Slipknot started. They were just numbers.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the main guy for Ghost,
Tobias Forge.
You know where he got his start?
No.
I believe it was in the new wave of hair metal bands, Crash Diet.
Okay. Which is a terrible name for a band.
Yeah, well, they're freaking Swedish or
I know.
Norwegian or something like that.
Yeah.
So English not first language. So
No.
they take sounds and put them together.
And coming back from where David, don't go on a crash diet.
Yes.
Because
It is dangerous.
it's
You can end
dangerous.
up with a
oh God,
syndrome called rhabdomyolysis.
I started him up.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
Your body
everybody.
will basically start metabolizing muscle to You do realize I'm a medical professional.
I did it on
and I'm
purpose.
also fat, so for crash
I
diets
did
are
it.
added.
I did it on purpose.
I know
I
you
wanted to
did.
see if you would just take the reins. You took the hook and ran with it.
Please don't choke yourself while masturbating.
Oh no!
While crashing on a diet.
while taking a crash diet. Your legs will be too weak. You'll fall.
Oh my god!
Oh God! I hope Jenny doesn't listen to these. I kind of do actually, because she usually gets a kick out of how stupid I am.
Oh my god!
So yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of those dance songs. The original was a great dance song.
Yeah.
The version that Ghost did was great. The cover album that they put out
Yeah.
is amazing covers.
Yeah.
I
right.
mean, I'd put it up against the. We talk about Garage Days as
Yeah.
being one of the best metal cover
Yes.
albums.
Yes.
This would be
I
right up
agree.
there with it, because it is very gothic in style and still very much. There's acoustic stuff. There's dancing
All right.
stuff.
I gotta give it a listen, only because I'm one of those people, and I think this comes up in a maybe the next list or something, where like people tell me to like watch something. You have to watch this, and I go, no. Now that you're so, you gotta. I'm like, I don't want to.
Well,
Sopranos. I didn't watch The Sopranos because so many people
you
told me
had
to watch it. And I was like, no. And I'm Italian. I'm like supposed to watch that shit.
It came with your subscription.
Yeah,
weekly.
Yeah,
You get fresh slices of gabagool.
You know, yeah.
Sopranos season
Yeah.
2.
no, I couldn't watch it.
So
Same thing with Yellowstone. Everybody's like, you gotta watch Yellowstone. I'm like, no.
I see clips online.
First,
I'm like,
I don't like Kevin Costner that much, and Cowboys could eat my dick. Why did
don't
I
think
say
he
that?
he tried to be as angry as me.
Yeah,
and he
it
got
didn't
real
work.
dirty with it quick.
Also, the guy from No Place to Piss was Keith.
Keith, that's right. Oh God, I love that guy. I miss him.
He was good people.
There were so many guys at Roxy. That,
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was another guy, another great guy. Got caught up in some bad stuff and got clean way too late.
yeah.
But so
And
good.
it caught up with him, or
Yeah.
he just relapsed.
No,
and-
he
caught up.
It caught up with him.
Oh, it just
long term.
He was fucked beforehand. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
He was, but such a nice guy. He was one of those guys. Like towards the end, he was very sick.
Yeah,
Like he was coming into Roxy still sick as a dog.
yeah,
And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm good." I'm like, "Yeah, come here, give me a hug. I'm not gonna get sick from you. Come here."
yeah.
You just hug him. He was one of those guys. He was always like back then. I was still hugging people. I was still like, "Yeah, come in, bring it in." I'm still working on it. Now we got to go back one,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
and this is the Pie Tasters with Same Old Song.
Yeah, man.
Now, is this Sam and Dave?
What?
No, it's the four.
Is it the
Four
Four
tops.
Seasons?
The four tops.
Four Tops?
Yeah.
I always forget.
Yeah, I mix a lot of them up too. So,
But this,
So
the
good.
original is amazing.
Yeah.
so good.
This.
It's from the Motown days.
Yeah.
This version, perfect.
Now the Pie Tasters are still around.
Okay.
They are right. So we got Real Big Fish, which is like the kind of jokey kind of ska, right? You got
Save Ferris.
Save Ferris, which is like the contemporary ska,
I
right?
do like that
The adult
description.
contemporary.
Right.
I do like that. I really do appreciate
And then-
that description.
Excuse me. And then you have the Pie Tasters, which is soulful ska.
I get that.
I see it.
I can
If-
feel that.
If you listen to they are one of my favorite bands to this day. I haven't seen them. I used to go see them every time. They're from DC. They're from the DC area. I want to say Maryland, maybe. And they come up here like not often, especially now. They're they're a little older now. But I used to see them every time they came up here, and they're such a fun band. And they're another band where they don't take themselves seriously. Like they have very subtle, not jokes.
But there's just humor
subtle,
in it.
yeah. There's humor in their songs,
there's a
But they're not
but they're very
smacking-
subtle. They're not. Yeah, they're not
They're not
throwing it
smacking
at
you
you
in the face with it.
right? And the
playfulness is
singer,
there.
yeah, the singer is very soulful, and I just love it. I love it because it's a different kind of ska.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
I was actually going to ask you, is like one of my notes on this is like, are they a quote unquote normal band,
yeah.
or like a cover band, like a Me First and
No,
the
no,
Gimme
no, no,
Gimmes
no,
type of thing?
No, they
no,
have.
I was like, because if they were like
Wait.
I could what?
What?
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes is a cover band.
Yes,
Yes.
you had no idea.
I knew the name. I didn't know.
That's
anything
it's
about
the
them.
guys from the Vandals. It's a few bands. I
Yeah.
off the top of my head I can't think of, but I know it's the Vandals and
Shai Hulud?
maybe Shai Hulud, and I want to say No Effects,
I think so.
but yeah, they're a cover band.
No
Yeah,
idea.
They're like
can't
I
believe that.
like in retrospect.
Yeah.
I'm like with the Me First and Gimme Gimmes. Their cover of Uptown Girl is
Yeah.
freaking money.
And that's the thing
blew
is
my
that they're kind of
Beautiful.
jokey too, but they
Yeah.
take the music
Yeah.
seriously,
As they should.
right?
And they're also their cover of Science Fiction, the first song from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
So
Which I
good.
know
Yeah.
so little of.
Yeah.
So good.
So give these guys a listen if you
Yeah.
can. Their first
Definitely
two albums are
going
the
to.
best. I think.
Wait, we're talking the Pie Tasters.
Yeah,
or-
Pie Tasters.
Okay.
Pie Tasters.
By the way, I love
think
the
that-
name. I hate pie, but I love the name.
Well, you don't. No, do I have to explain this to you?
Yes, please.
Oh my god. It's a Birds and the Bees.
Yeah.
Is this a
That's
pussy eating joke?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never called it pie. I just
Neither
call it,
have I, but I
just
knew
call
exactly
it-
what they meant.
I just call it what it is.
You weren't
Box.
you weren't watching wrestling when The Rock was
Yeah, I
going
did
okay.
the Poontang pie. Yeah.
Anyway, but their first two albums,
Brian
I
Adams.
believe it's their first
69,
album.
Nothing
It's
about
called-
the fucking.
it's
the
called
fucking year.
their albums Willis and Ulu. I always called it Ooh La La, but it's Ululu, OOLLOO, Ululu or something like that.
you say
Those
so?
those two albums are great.
I got to check them out
Yeah.
because
So-
this was a lot of fun. This This is one of those songs where the second I heard it, I'm like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
You just you can feel the smile coming on. It's
Yeah.
like, there it is.
But yeah, they
It's
one
a
of my
good
favorite
pee,
bands.
A good pee in the pool. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to enjoy it, but you do.
We do. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now we go to Hot Leg with Automatic. Now, is this a Pointer Sisters cover?
Yes,
Pointer
it is.
Sisters?
It was dumb. I liked it.
You know
Well,
who's singing on that?
That's Justin
No, who-
Hawken from
Darkness.
The Darkness.
Oh, damn it.
Singing and playing guitar, correct?
playing guitar and singing. Yeah.
God damn it. Now I said I liked something from the darkness.
Oh, trust me, there are so many songs from The Darkness that you would love.
Oh, I
Yeah,
probably
you just
would.
don't-
I just, you know what it is? Again,
The one
it's that
thing you
one
know.
song that I think of, and then you go, but you got to listen to Darkness. I go, but are they all going to sound like that?
No.
No, but
All
the
right.
thing, like his vocal style, yes, he does the high falsetto.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just the way the guy sings. But they're all solid fucking musicians.
All right, I'll give it a listen.
You know what changed my mind? On one of the more recent albums, Heart Explodes.
Yes.
Is one of the songs.
That's
And
a song?
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful
All right.
song. It sounds like it's going to be one of those crazy songs.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Okay.
Change
No,
the
I'll-
way I listen to The Darkness.
All right, so I'll give that a listen.
And it's not much to say about this other than it's a really good cover.
It's
of a
fun.
Pointer Sisters
Wow, why
song.
did we do this?
I don't know. We're
I
just
know.
kissing ass
Yeah.
the whole time.
We're all like,
Well,
wow,
the
this
reason-
it was
well-
so good.
The reason I pulled this song out anyway is because when I like, just to give a little backstory on it, when I was a little kid, Pointer Sisters came out with Jump.
Yes.
whatever the hell year that
Yeah.
was. Automatic was on the name of the album was Automatic.
Yeah.
And Jump was on it.
Funny story,
And-
my grandfather loved the Pointer Sisters.
So my mom loves them.
My
loved
dad-
them too.
my dad
and
loves them.
we had the vinyl.
My
it
grandfather
was-
was in his 60s back then.
So
I don't know.
good music.
Well,
is
I
good
never
music.
met my grandfathers.
Uh-huh.
My mother's father died before my parents ever got married. My father's father lived in Puerto Rico. I never saw him.
Huh.
I met him once when I was 13, again when I was 34. That was it. Total.
All
So
right.
grandfather's never around.
Stop giving me a lecture. I'm sorry I brought up my grandfather. Dave, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so it's like, so I always liked the song, and it was in the back of my, it was like one of those things. And then one day I was doing, again, whatever. Like I know that The Darkness had split for a while.
Yeah.
He was doing this other band, Hot Legs. So I was like, let me check it out. And I'm looking at it, and this cover comes. I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is good.
Yeah,
this
it
is
was-
fun.
yeah,
It's
it's good. I liked
it's a really
it.
good
Yeah.
cover. What's... I was just looking at what's next.
What is next?
It's actually
Never-
I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by the Suicide Machines.
Oh, okay. That's mine again.
Which is a good cover.
Okay.
I wasn't a huge fan.
No, you don't have to be.
It's all right.
Stop being apologetic.
I'm
Okay,
not gonna beat him up.
now question time again. Is this like a regular band? Again,
No.
I don't know.
Um,
or are they like a me for like again a
No. So they're not a cover band. This was the first song that was released by them before their first album. It was actually on the soundtrack of SLC Punk.
Okay, I can see
Okay.
that.
I did not realize it was them. Scott McPartland from Sudden Fear and I used to go to Slip Disc. Remember Slip Disc?
Yeah.
Do you remember Slip Disc?
No,
It was a record store on Rockaway Avenue in Valley Stream.
that's why I don't know
It was
couldn't
one of the
walk there.
greatest and one of the last true record stores that had just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we used to go there. And we used to go there about once a month, and we would call it the Slip Disc Jamboree. And we would go, and I would just sit there, and we would go. They'd have patches, they had
Yep.
pins, they had everything you wanted as a teenage metalhead or punk
Yep.
rock guy, right? So I would sit there and I would just go through CDs, and I picked this one up, and it said Suicide Machines, and I went,
That sounds pretty bad.
that sounds pretty cool. And I bought it. And I fucking played the first song is called New Girl, and it's fast, and it's, and I was like, shit, yeah, I love these guys. To this day, I still, that album is amazing.
So I never got out to Valley Stream when I was a kid,
Okay.
or even barely now. But when I was younger, we used to go into the city to Generation Records.
Okay, it's
Generation
still there.
Records is very much like that.
I haven't been there in a couple of years now. But Generation Records is awesome. I saw Frank Turner play a solo show in the basement of
I was going to say, and
Generation
I have a
Records.
funny story about Generation Records. Every time I go there, I have to shit. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Generation Records. Every time we set foot in that place, my body went, now. And now I got to ask them to let me use the bathroom, and I'm going to blow it up.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
I haven't been there since any stomach issues.
Yeah.
But back then, I used to take a place out. Oh man, there was one time I was with Sean and we were walking along Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
It was like 11 in the morning. We were walking to Guitar Center all the way down on Atlantic.
Where the fuck do you shit in the city?
No, here in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So we're
On
walking
a
here,
street
Fifth
corner.
Avenue.
yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, dude, we got a problem. He goes, what? I gotta go. Thankfully, there's a pizzeria that was just opening called Pizza Town. So I'm like, yo, I gotta bug
You
these.
ruined their bathroom.
I went in. I said, yo, can I get
Sir,
2 slices?
excuse me.
He goes, dude, the pies aren't even out yet. I said, I really need to use the bathroom. I was gonna buy something so I could use the bathroom. He goes, you can just use the bathroom. I said, how about this? We'll talk about it when I'm done. I run into the bathroom.
Did you have to buy the place afterwards?
You
bought 3 pies.
destroyed their bathroom, and then I cleaned the bathroom out of apology. I came out. The guy's like, "You okay?" I go, "Yeah." I also cleaned your bathroom because I felt bad. He goes, "Okay, have a good day." I said, "No, I'm still waiting for those slices now. 'Cause I earned them."
And you're fat.
And yes, I'm fat. That's not even a fucking question. Of any time, oh, you want pizza? Yes.
Yes.
You say pizza? I go, uh-huh. Chuck E. Cheese pizza is still acceptable. By the way, not bad pizza.
No,
I've had way worse.
yeah.
I've had way worse from better names.
So to get back to, they're not a joke band. Their first album was,
I wasn't done talking about shit.
I don't
or
care.
Generation Records.
I'm done. Are you?
There's actually one more thing about
Oh,
Generation
go ahead. I want to hear about Generation Records and shitting.
No, it's not a shit story.
Oh.
I do have to shit every time I've been in there. The last time I was in there, I bought something. I bought a DVD set that they had on the first floor.
Yeah.
And the guy handed me a copy of Saint Anger. I'm like, did I do
Because
something wrong?
they couldn't give it away.
Yeah, no, they gave it. He gave it to me. I'm like, I didn't. This isn't mine. He goes, no, we're giving them away. It's promotion. I'm like, do I have to? And I took it. I'm like, it was bad. It's really
Happy
not good.
snare drum.
It's the worst snare drum in history.
Yeah.
Hands down, the worst. Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, so-
not a joke band.
Their first album was not a joke. There was a little silliness to it, some of it. But then they got real serious, like real political, like their next few albums. Like I bought the second album, like, yes, second album from the Suicide Machines. Put it in, and I was like, this is a little different. It's a little different. And I didn't like it.
As
So,
much.
huh?
As much.
As
Or at
yeah. Well, Goldfinger did it for a while too, where
I had fallen off with them by that point.
where their first, second albums were great, and then like
they were almost party albums.
and then he got like all vegan and animal rights and like you listen to the songs, you're like, why are you yelling at me? Yeah, it's
'Cause
serious.
you're sitting there eating a cheeseburger, listening to
Right.
it, and going,
Yeah.
It's like,
I
yeah,
feel
it's like,
bad,
why
but
are you-
I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. But Suicide Machines did one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and I surprised people didn't die. We saw them at Warped Tour, and I know a lot of bands do this, but I've never seen it done at a festival with thousands of people. They split the crowd in two.
The Wall
and,
of Death.
And they did, yes. And it was just a cloud of dust and feet and fists and me and Mary Jane were way in the back, you know, and I was just like, I think people might be dying.
Are you a Lamb of God fan?
Never.
Really?
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. There's a okay. It's funny. Here's another story.
I'm
and,
the never.
And I'm going to tag Brian Creed in this because this is I was saving the story, but you brought it up, so here comes the story. We went and saw Slipknot at Nassau Coliseum,
Okay.
right? So I went with them and who opened up for them? I forget. There was an opening band and Lamb of God and then Slipknot. So Lamb of God comes out and they tell, they're talking about this and that and they're playing and I'm like, all right. And then he goes, this is a song from before they had to change their name to Lamb of God, if you
Yes,
know.
their original
because
was
they
Burn
were
the Priest.
Burn the Priest. He goes, this is when we will burn the priest. And I looked at Brian and I went, burn the priest? I'm not a religious man, but holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Right? So they start playing and Slipknot, and I lean over to Brian at one point and I go, I just realized I'm not a metalhead. And he looks at me. He looks at me and he goes, Mike, we've all known that since we met you. And it was just, yeah. He brings that up to this day.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
But for me,
Oh, sorry.
there's
Very
nothing to
funny.
apologize.
Go ahead.
I forgot how I even got into this.
What?
Talking about Lamb
Burn
of
the
God.
priest.
Burn
No,
the
before
priest,
that.
Lamb of God. They were going to say something.
I've completely lost
Oh,
it.
I killed you. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it's not your fault. It's
Oh,
actually,
the
Wall of Death.
Yes.
So, one of the show. Yeah, he's trying to do this, but use all his fingers.
Trying to dock. What?
That should be the image for the for the
podcast?
episode. Just the full hands.
Have I ever told you I taught my son very young to do this while maintaining eye contact with somebody, just to make it uncomfortable?
Okay.
You're gonna be getting calls
you're
from
gonna-
So
school.
the Wall of Death.
Yes.
I saw a show. It was Trivium, Machine Head, and Lamb of God.
Mm-hmm.
Trivium, Machine Heads they were supporting the album Halo.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. And then Lamb of God gets on. They have power issues. They had to reboot the stage basically.
Yeah.
It took them like a half hour. They get back up and they start with the Wall of Death. The entire crowd parts, and I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
And they just run full speed. And I saw people fall down. And then I saw the coolest thing ever. People stopped and got other people back up.
Well, that's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's the way it was
The
back
way
in
it
the
was
day.
used to be.
Yeah, the way it used
But
to
we're
be.
talking
Yeah.
2008, 9.
Oh, that's that's
Still close.
still
They weren't
close.
doing it
No.
then. I used to see people get kicked in the face all the time. They
Yeah.
hit the ground. They lay there for a
I
while.
can't believe that. People would clear
Yep.
the crowd and get people up. See that same Slipknot show, by the way, they did something cool too, where they made everybody get down, and then they counted to 3 or whatever, and everybody jumped up when the song came back in. It was the craziest thing. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen because everybody just goes nuts, and again, all you see is dust and feet and fists, and I'm like, that was fucking cool.
There was an Anthrax. Anthrax used to do this thing with John Bush. I know you don't love John Bush. They have a song called "Refuse to Be Denied." In the beginning, he's like, "Yeah, I just want you to scream when it kicks in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna scream your heart out, pinch a titty, whatever you got to do."
Yeah.
And when they did it, it was a full like 8 seconds of the entire crowd screaming with him.
Yeah.
And then they kick into the song.
Yeah.
Like it'd be the slow riff, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, 1, 2, 3, and the whole crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
And that energy is
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
The same thing with jumping or the Wall
Yeah.
of Death is insane.
Yeah.
So back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a Wall of Death at a show like that, but that's really cool.
Oh, it was cool. It was cool, and I'm glad I was not in the middle.
The I Never Promised You a Rose Garden is it's a weird song when Lynn Anderson did it. It's weirder when these guys did it,
Yeah.
but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
But it got them on the map. It got
yeah,
them.
and
It got them
that's-
noticed.
yeah, it's
And that
definitely
freaking-
something to take attention to.
That intro run on it is massive.
Yeah.
The song just starts. It's like a freaking wall of sound.
Yeah.
Just hitting you in the face.
And now, speaking of walls of sound and getting attention, The Zoo by Bruce Dickinson. Initially written and recorded by the Scorpions.
Okay. I told you on the ride
You
over
said
here.
you had no
I-
idea what it was.
it sounded familiar, but I didn't know what song it was, and
This
we had so much going
Yeah,
on that I
yeah.
never got a chance to look into it.
Yeah. When I saw the Zoo, I'm like, love the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Love Bruce Dickinson. The Zoo is my most hated Scorpion song.
Really?
That to me, like I remember what me and I went to go see them when Whitesnake couldn't play.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And when the Zoo came up, I was just like,
Which is funny because for me,
The
Big
so-
City Nights is my least favorite.
oh, I love Big City. Like I even have over here, like Bruce Dickinson killed it. How could he not kill it? But why the Zoo? Why not Big City Nights? No One Like You. Blackout.
I would love to hear him do Blackout, but
Yeah.
that's a different story.
But it's like I don't know why the Zoo to me just feels like it's 7 years long.
Do you want me to
The
explain?
song it just never goes anywhere. The song itself.
So this was initially recorded in 1998 for ECW
Yes.
Extreme Music.
And he wanted nothing to do with it.
Yes, he just wanted to get it over with and get it done. The rest of the band had left. They were done recording the album.
Yeah.
They were going to add it onto their album and do it for the ECW thing. The rest of the band left, so he's like, I'm not doing it for the album. I'll just get it done. Him and Roy Z did all the music. They did everything together, except for the drums, which is a drum machine. So this is technically just Roy Z and Bruce Dickinson.
Okay.
It was never released on anything other than
The
ECW
ECW
Extreme Music, which was probably one of the best compilations at the time. It had, it actually has one of my favorite groups, Tres Diablos, which is Pantera without Phil.
Really?
It's Rex, Dime, and Vinny.
Yeah.
And Dime is singing. It's Heard It on
Really?
the X is the name of the song. This also was because it was intros.
Yeah.
So the Zoo, I think was it Mike Awesome?
I really don't remember.
It was somebody. It was one of their bigger wrestlers. It was either Mike Awesome or Sandman. No, Sandman.
No, Sandman used Enter Sandman.
And Rey Mysterio used Sad But True. At the time, it was a really weird time because they were able to.
It was Mike Awesome.
It was Mike Awesome, and Mike Awesome was a fucking giant.
Yeah.
So
Was this before ECW was bought out by
Yeah.
Yes.
WCW or WWE or?
it was
Yeah,
bought by
it was before.
WWE in 2000.
I saw.
2001.
Was it that early?
It was 2000 or 2001.
All I know is I went to an ECW
2001.
match. I went to an ECW match at the Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard.
Nice.
And it was the craziest. I'm not into wrestling, you know that. It was the craziest fucking thing I ever seen.
I got. Well,
when-
I'll have stories after next week because
XPW.
yeah, Christian and I are going to XPW, and that makes ECW look like a freaking Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
brutal.
It's
I'm not a
scary.
fan of what they call deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
It's painful to watch.
Yeah.
Let's put it. We actually got seats in the balcony to make sure that we don't get hit with the breaking light bulbs.
Yeah.
At ringside.
Yeah. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm not going to that. Also, when Mike Awesome and Bam Bam Bigelow were tag teaming, this was their entrance music. I don't know if you know Bam Bam Bigelow. Have
I
you
know
ever seen-
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Okay, so Bam Bam Bigelow, 300 pounds, shaved head, tattoo of flames on his skull.
Yes.
And probably one of the most nimble wrestlers
Yes.
at the time.
We had a friend named Scott. We used to call him Bam Bam Big and Nashin because his last name was Scott. His name is Scott Nashin. Bam Bam Big and Nashin because he was a big dude.
That was a
yeah,
big, scary
bottle
guy.
caps. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, this entire album was nuts. This was like I had never heard it before. I knew it was a cover because I had heard the Scorpions at the time I heard this. I'm like, okay, this is really cool, and I love the Scorpions. Noah Like You is the best song they ever had. I don't give a fuck about Rock You Like a Hurricane. This is also a really good cover. You can tell he's kind of phoning it in, but it's there. It's
Yeah.
definitely there. There's not much to say about
Yeah.
it.
For Bruce Dickinson covers though, all the young dudes. That's the one for me.
Yeah, of course it is.
It is the one for him. By the way, like I said, this song was recorded with the drum machine.
Yeah.
And Mike's going to help me learn how to use a drum machine. And by that, I mean a drum program because this is 2023. There's no way I'm using a machine unless it's Das Machine.
Yeah, the machine.
No, Das Machine is a
Well,
keyboard.
I don't know. I was thinking of
Yeah, I knew you were thinking Burt Kreischer. So, okay.
What?
We now come to the part of the list. You make me sick. I hope you know that. You make me
Oh
sick.
yeah. No.
Start Me Up
Yeah. By
Yeah,
the
it's-
Folksmen.
by the
Yeah.
Folksmen.
This is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
I heard somebody break their leg in person, and it didn't sound this bad.
You know who the Folksmen are?
This is Michael McKean, Harry Shearer,
Yes.
and Christopher
Yes.
Guest.
Yes.
This is
It was terrible.
Spinal Tap
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
doing folk music.
Yeah, it was
this
terrible.
is three comedians. Now, yes, they do take it seriously. No, it's not good.
No.
And I hope one of them breaks their femur. I fucking hate this song. I didn't like the original. I like this cover even less. I'm mad at Harry Shearer for existing for this. Just the three of them, I want to stab them with pencils. Oh, and this made me want to stab you with a carpenter's pencil. Slightly sharpened. Just slightly. I fucking hate this song. You better have a great story to go with this. If you say it's a good cover,
To me, it's funny. For
it's
one,
not.
and two, when Spinal Tap came around, it was I can't remember if it was 2001 or 2002.
They opened for Spinal Tap.
They opened for themselves as this.
Yeah, so they
But I
opened with
hadn't-
this and then jumped on stage as Spinal Tap. Now,
But the thing is, at this point, I hadn't seen A Mighty Wind, so I had no idea who the hell this was, and we were so far back that couldn't really see him.
Yeah.
so he's like, "Oh, this
So, and I'm like,
folk
it's a folk band.
I'm like, there's a folk band opening for this, and then they start with the song, and I'm like, all right, this sounds kind of familiar. I know this. Oh my fucking god, they're doing Rolling Stones. And then a couple of years later, I see the movie.
It took
and
you
there go.
years to.
No, when I finally saw the movie. No, when I finally saw the movie.
Oh, I fucking hate this so much.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a big no comment on
All
this
right.
one.
I have a big comment on this. Fuck them. God, I hate this. So, this was that is a short description of a big problem. These guys, like, So we've talked about Dio organizing Stars,
Right.
which is a great compilation of singers. Included in that group in the background are Harry Shearer and Michael McKean
Yeah.
from Spinal Tap.
Right.
Michael McKean and
Wasn't it Harry?
No, it's not Harry Shearer.
Was it Christopher Guest?
Christopher Guest. Yeah, it was Nigel and David for
Are
the
you
movie.
sure?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go through that song after this and look, because I'm pretty sure I saw his stupid
No,
face.
it's Nigel and
Which also delegitimizes what they were doing,
Yeah.
because you got at least two comedians in a group of as serious musicians as Vince Neil can get. Vince Neil, Blackie Lawless, Yngwie Malmsteen, Ted Nugent, who did not belong there.
I know.
Ted Nugent belonged out in the woods hunting deer. I don't know. But I'm not going to, like I said, not getting into it. But I really felt like they delegitimized what Dio was trying to do.
Yeah.
Although the song itself kind of delegitimized
As
itself. Because it was meant to be all these children, all these people, they're stars. But it sounds like they're saying, we're stars.
Yeah.
And Ronnie James Dio is not like that.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
didn't come out the way he hoped it would.
Right.
But it was it's still a great song.
Yeah.
It's 18 minutes long because of all the guitar
Yeah,
solos.
it's like I think we counted out how many bars the guitar.
96. It's 96 bars of guitar solos.
That's it. Feels like more.
Well, no. It wasn't bars. 96. It was 96 repetitions of the
Of the 4-bar section.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, it was.
and whatever 96 times 4 is. I'm not doing that. Super a lot. But it's really good solo section, and it covers every style within the metal community at the time.
Yeah.
All the way through. They actually also cut out a lot of stuff, like the guys from Iron Maiden,
Did it.
Dave Murray and Adrian Smith, doing dual guitar solos together. They had to cut it out for
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Also, it probably might not have fit.
Yeah.
But they got Buck Dharma in there doing a guitar solo
and
of
Yngwie.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
The Folksmen blow.
Yeah.
Dio's amazing. And let's move to the last song. Simple Man by Howard Jones. This is an Allman Brothers song.
Yeah.
When I first saw it on the list,
You got scared?
no. Why would I
Because
get scared?
people see Howard Jones, they assume the scream or the growl.
No, I saw Howard Jones and I was
You thought of the
expecting-
80s Howard
I was
Jones?
thinking of a pasty little British guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What?
this ain't, what the hell?
So, just so everyone who doesn't know what Howard Jones looks like, Howard Jones is a 6-foot-tall black man who used to sing for Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
This is the singer that replaced Jesse Leach and then was replaced by Jesse Leach. This man has one of the wildest growls that's very clear
Yeah.
when he screams. But this is the voice he should be using, and he does use a lot of the time now.
Yeah.
Like the Torch very much has this voice over heavy metal, and that's why I love it. And his version of this has all that emotion that Simple Man had.
Yeah. And it's
There's not a lot to it. There's more to that song, but it's really just a small vocal piece
Yeah.
for him. But it's so good.
yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
My beginning and end were for me the perfect covers.
Nah.
Tenacious D doing Last in Line, Howard Jones doing Simple Man,
Mm-hmm.
and very much guys who took the idea of the song and used their instrument, their voice, to make it theirs.
Yeah.
Because Greg Allman didn't sing like that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that kind of power. He
Yeah.
didn't have that kind of power. He had a little more drawl to him.
Yeah.
But Howard Jones,
Yeah.
that was... I can still feel the tingles when I think about it.
All right, take it easy.
Just a little tickle? Get the little tickle going?
No, you know what's funny is I understand that whole ASMR thing. I get it with music. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I never
some
knew what
stuff
it
where-
wasn't. I never knew what it was until people explained it, and I was like, "Fuck, that's what I've been feeling my whole life."
I remember the first time
Yeah.
I felt the hair stand up
Yeah,
on my
yeah,
neck,
yeah.
or felt it in my arms.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, this is a good cover. I mean,
It's
again, I feel
There's
bad because
there's
a
nothing
lot
you
of them
can
were
say
like,
about
we're
it.
like, yeah, there's nothing.
there's not a lot of
He owned
notes
it.
on
He-
stuff.
yeah, he nailed it. That's it.
He nailed it, and we nailed it for recognizing.
Dave, can you see my notes on this?
No, because I'm fucking blind. Oh, Simple Man, holy fucking shit. I assume that's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I'd hate to be like, holy fucking shit, what were you thinking?
Yeah, why did you put this
Oh,
on
wait,
there?
That's
No,
what we thought about the folks.
Yeah, that's what he put on. Yeah, that's what Dave put on for the Folksmen.
Actually, the first words are, you make me sick, Mike. This made me want to stab you in the face with a carpenter's pencil. I couldn't think of anything else. I fucking hated it. Yeah, we're gonna be doing more covers down the road.
There was so many I could have put on here.
And we're
I
gonna
wanted
have
to put
to
a
do
few of
band
ours on there. I wanted to put on. I wish we recorded with UFK. We did Pink.
Don't let me get me.
Don't let me get me. And then I was telling Dave on the way over here. I did a couple with Bobby Grandone and Greg. Conspiracy Pork.
Yeah.
And we did.
Did you do Tears for Fears?
We did. What was the name of that song?
Mad World.
Mad World, and we
Which
did.
Is that a cover?
There's a cover of that.
There's a cover
Gary
of
Juhl.
it.
Yes.
That
Which was gonna. I could have put so many songs on this, but we also did Orange Crush by REM.
Okay.
But like I was telling him, I don't know where they are because they were on
We're gonna have to.
MySpace.
We're gonna have to have a UFK day.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted it. Yeah, if we can get a couple of the other guys down here, that would be awesome.
One other.
That would be nuts. You know, but yeah, I think
totally
we're.
do that.
I think we've sucked the.
I want you to
covers
stop there.
dry. We've sucked. Good night.
Thank you and good night. No, we really did. We showed our appreciation for these, and hopefully you guys appreciate them too.
Yeah.
If you have comments, you can go to our website, hitthestagepodcast.com, and you can leave a message. You can leave notes. You can throw a review up on iTunes or Google Play Music or any of the other podcasting apps you may use. If you want to use our website to listen to the podcast, it's there too. Now we're going to be starting to add them to YouTube. Hit the Stage Podcast. You can look us up on YouTube, but they're not going to have video yet. We're still working on that. And you can look for me on Instagram. I am basher.exe.
And I am Nugs29.
And we're going to work on getting more to you.
Yeah, man.
Mike, thank you for coming out again.
Thank you for having me on, and once again, for everybody listening, keep the plastic bags away.
Please don't choke spit yourself.
Goodbye.
We love you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
Hail Halford.
Hail Halford.